Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 9 math. You can find all the lessons on aplustudents.com. You have password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 9 lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters we give to start with the chapter identify biased samples. Identify an outlier and describe the effect of removing it. Identify an outlier and interpret a scatter plot. Okay, let's just start with the lesson. Okay, here I'm on grade 9. Chapter we are on right now is start with the first lesson, that is identify biased samples. Let's just start with the lesson. Okay, okay, let's just start with the lesson, that is attendance. Okay, so let's just start with the first example, that is Jaffrey surveyed 307 business owners in the city. Is this sample of the people in the city likely to be biased? So he surveyed which one the one he surveys owners, right? So business might not be similar to the other people in the city. It is likely to be a biased sample, right? So business owners are not like the other people, right? So that is the biased sample, right? Let's just start with the test questions. Joseph put the names of all students in the school into a hat. Then he drew 50 out of the hat. Is the sample of the students in the school likely to be biased? The correct option is no, right? Because he drew 50 names out of the hat, so the 50 were the random names, right? So the correct option is no, that is not biased. To review for the final, Irma did 7 random problems from each assignment in her class. Each assignment had an equal number of problems. Is this sample of the problems assigned in the class likely to be biased? So which is the correct option? The correct option is No, they are not biased, right? The correct option is no. Okay, the next one is Jaffy surveyed 307 business owners in the city. Is this sample of the people in the city likely to be biased? Okay, so the 307 people he surveyed, they all are the business owners, right? So business are not same as the other city, right? So yeah, that is a biased sample. They are specific people, they are business owners, right? They are not like the other one. So the correct option is yes, they are the biased sample. Got it? The correct option is yes, they are biased. Elizabeth polled the first 72 attendees at a concert. Is this sample of the correct attendees likely to be biased? So she selected 72 attendees, right? So the first 72 are not same like the other one, right? So the correct option is yes, they are biased. The correct option is yes. Option number one is the correct option because they are first 72, right? So first 72 will be the same like the other one, right? First 47 celebrities at to arrive at the movie premiere. Is this sample biased? Yeah, they are first 72, right? So first 72 might not be similar to the other one, other celebrities, right? So the correct option is yes, they are biased. The correct option is yes. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Okay, the next lesson is identify an outlier and describe the effect of removing it. Okay, let's just start with the lesson. Select the outlier in the data set. So you are given the numbers. They are 45, 55, 65, 70, 71, 74, 86, 92, and 567. So if the outlier is removed, what from the data set, what the would the mean increase or decrease? Okay, so first thing you need to understand outlier, what is outlier, right? So an outlier is an extreme value in a data set that is either much longer or much smaller than all the other numbers, right? So outlier means the one that is the much greater or much smaller, right? So here the outlier is 57. Why? Because the rest of the numbers are between 40 to 100, 40 to 90, right? So 567, that is the only number in hundreds, right? So now because that is the greatest value than the other one, if you remove this value, the mean is decreased because you are replacing one of the greatest value. Okay, so outlier is the one that is either the much larger or much greater than the other values, right? So if that is the larger number, you remove the larger number, then that would be decreased. The correct option is decreased. Let's just start with the questions. Select the outlier in the data set. If the outlier were removed from the data set, would the mean increased or decreased? So outlier is 8 is the outlier, right? Because that is the only number in the ones, the rest of them are in the tens, right? And because that is the smallest number, you remove the outlier, the mean is increased. The correct option is decreased. That is a small increased, right? Because you remove a small number. So when you remove a smaller number, the um, mean would be increased. The correct option is increased. Select the outlier in the dataset. If the outlier were removed from a dataset, would the mean increase or decreased? Which is the correct option? 5 is the outlier, right? And 5 is the smallest number than the other numbers, right? So if you remove the outlier 5, then the mean is increased. The correct option is increased. Yes, the outlier is 216, and if you remove 216 is larger number. If you remove 216, then mean in the of the given data is decreased. The correct option is decreased. Yes, 567 is the outlier, and if you remove a greatest number, then the mean increased. The correct option is decreased, right? You can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is identify an outlier. Let's just start with the lesson. Select the outlier in the dataset. So which is the outlier? Yes, 619 it is right because that is the greatest number in the given data. The other are just the two-digit numbers, right? So 619 is the outlier because that is much larger than the other values, right? So that is extreme value. Either it is much larger or much smaller. Let's just start with the test. Select the outlier in the given data. So here is the data given. Which number is outlier? Yes, that is 763. Option number 3 is the correct option because 763 is extreme value than the other numbers, right? So the correct option is 763. What's wrong with the? Okay, so the correct option 763. Yes, that is 663, right? Because that is the greatest value, extreme value than the other values. So the correct option is 663. Yes, that is 215, right? The correct option is option number 4 is the correct option. So which is the outlier? Yes, that is 282, right? The last option is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is identify the scatter plot. Let's just start with the lesson. Does this scatter plot show a positive trend, a negative, or no trend? So let's just see how do we understand the scatter? If the scatter positive trend means if y tends to increase, like the values are increasing, y is increasing and x is increasing, that shows the positive trend. So that means that is the positive trend. A scatter plot shows a negative trend if y decreases, y tends to decrease at as x increases, right? If one of the value is increasing and the second one is decreasing, that means the graph is showing the negative trend. And a scatter plot shows no trend if there is no obvious pattern. So if the points on the graph has no pattern, then that would be. So you can see here x values are increasing, the y values are also increasing, right? That means the graph shows the positive trend. The correct option is positive trend. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. So basically you have to look at the values on the graph. Okay, data plot shows a positive trend. So you see as the x values are increasing, y values are also increasing, right? That means the graph shows is showing the positive trend. Positive trend it is, right? Because the x values are increasing. So I thought I'm on the next one, but it is still the same. The correct option is positive trend. Okay, does the scatter plot shows a positive trend, a negative trend, or no trend? So which is the correct option? Negative trend it is, right? Because the as the x values are increasing, the y values are decreasing. Yes, very good. That the graph shows the negative trend. The correct option is negative trend. Option number two is the correct option. Show the positive trend. So which is the correct option? The correct option is negative trend, right? Because x values are increasing and y values are decreasing. So the graph shows the negative trend. Does the scatter plot shows a positive trend, a negative trend, or no trend? So which is the correct option? Yes, positive trend it is. The correct option is positive. Okay, does this scatter plot shows a positive trend, a negative trend, or no trend? So which is the correct option? No trend it is, right? The correct option is no trend because the values are not increasing, they are of the same values, right? The x values and y values are not increasing. So the graph shows no trend. Positive, I think. Yes, positive trend it is, but they are stuck. So that's why I think no trend. Does the scatter plot show a positive trend? Yes, no trend, right? The values are on scattered. So the correct option is no trend. Okay, does the scatter plot shows a positive trend, negative trend, or no trend? Yes, positive trend. It is the correct option is positive. Does this scatter plot show a positive trend, a negative trend, or no trend? So which is the correct option? So I think that is no trend, but positive trend it is. The correct option is positive trend. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 9 math. The chapter we were working on is statistics, and the lessons we have covered from the lesson are biased samples, identify an outlier and describe the effect of removing it, identify an outlier and interpret a scatter plot. So please make sure before the next session you can since we just did. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9, or either you can join me in the that would be daily 4 to 5. So if you have any questions since we have just finished, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session.